What's up, folks? It's Dan here from BeAGameCharacter.com, where we turn games into gains, and today we're going into the second video in our Ultra Instinct series, teaching you how to attain the Mushin, no-minded, high-speed dodging, striking capability of Goku's new form from Dragon Ball Super. So, the first video was based around proprioception, the awareness of where your body is in relation to itself in space, and peripheral vision, which was, seeing stuff out of the corners of your eyes and reacting to it without focusing upon it, to the hallmarks of Goku's new form. Now, what we're going to work today is movement and reaction time. So what you can see here is I've taken one of the tennis balls from our last video, and I've tied a string around it, and I put a little duct tape on it as well to hold it in place, and just suspended it from something above me. And the idea that we're going to work on here is we're going to work on our dodging, okay? And this is a very simple, basic form, but all we're going to do is we're going to take a basic fighting guard, and we're going to strike the ball, and then we're going to slip it, all right? And one side and then the other. And if you want, you can start working both sides and being aware of it when it's moving past you, like so. What you want to focus on while you're doing this is you want to focus on making sure to react at the very last second, because this is not moving very quickly. So what you want to do is try and react at the very last possible second, so you really have to move your body out of the way quickly. You want to work on staying upright, all right? You don't want to be dodging by going, you want to be dodging by getting low and ducking side to side, using those obliques, slipping side to side like that. And you also want to work on being aware of where the ball is going to go after you strike it, all right? You want to be aware of which path it's going to take as it's moving, like so. And start working on stuff that would not necessarily be within your view, because part of the idea is that Goku is reacting to stuff that's happening around him so quickly that he's not consciously processing it. And that's what you're trying to get yourself to. The idea of Mushin, no-mindedness, is a Japanese theory. And the idea is, it's something that you'll find in many, many different kinds of martial arts, but the idea is reaction without thought, which is kind of the hallmark of the Ultra Instinct form. So you're going to start with that. You want to leave the string long enough so that you can hang it at any height that you want. So if I want to lower this down, so I work body shots rather than head shots, I can do that. And again, the idea is the same. We come in here, we want to slip those shots, get them around. Maybe you can work parries to the side, work on that accuracy of the hand blocks and stuff like that. You come in here, you can slip the other side too, like so. You can stop and start it again if you want. I like to keep it in motion because there's a little unpredictability there that you can't be sure of exactly where it's going to go. But again, the idea is, once more, just to wait until the last second and then move as quickly as you can out of the way, because part of what we're starting to do here is build speed as well as accuracy and reaction. And though this video isn't focused entirely on speed, this is when you can start working. Now, when you're ready to kick things up to the next level, you can start adding in more targets, more obstacles to dodge here. You can see I've got another one here. Tennis balls, super cheap. Twine, super cheap. Very easy and simple to set up. And what you want to do here is the same as before, all right? You want to start with one and get it in motion, work on slipping it back and forth, all right? You get the idea. And then you want to start the other one as well. So now you've got multiple targets to worry about as you're slipping back and forth, and you want to keep them both going and not get hit like that. Now, what you want to focus on while you're doing this is you want to focus on not staring at just one target. Remember, we were working on peripheral vision from before, all right? You want to work on keeping out of focus, and you also want to try and get kind of a randomness going between the two so that you're not just sitting there and just dodging back and forth. Now, what might happen is that, but as long as you leave enough space between the two, they'll untwist themselves, and again, it adds some nice randomness that you have to react to. So what you can start working on is you can start working on striking in different directions and parrying back and forth, as well as work on slipping and dodging. So you're not just dodging anymore. In order to really start to get proficient at this, you have to redirect, okay? You can't just sit here, because sometimes maybe they're both coming at you, and if you slip this one's gonna hit you. So you got to work on, okay, I dodge this one, I slip out of the way, and then I move to the next one like that, all right? It's a contact drill more than anything else at this stage, but the idea is you want to react to multiple incoming attack vectors and redirect them to the side, like so, and slip them as best you can. Now, you're going to get tagged, and that's fine, but the idea here is you're developing unconscious reaction time. All right, if you slip just a certain percentage of the time, then you're still improving. It's only if you stop working at it completely that you aren't improving. Now you can see I don't have to worry about this one at all. That's what you gotta watch out for as you're doing this. It's a conscious idea of I want to keep things going while also being aware of and not getting hit, except for when I choose to get hit. You want to be aware of where in space these are and slip them as best you can based on your knowledge of what the trajectory is, because in a real fight, you don't necessarily always see the entirety of the strength that's coming at you. All right, if somebody's coming in with a hook punch from this side and I'm looking this way, there's points where I lose where that fist is. Okay, I have to react to what I know the trajectory of that fist is, and I need to react quickly enough that I can't think about it consciously. I have to think, okay, this is coming in this trajectory. I can either A, slip it when I know it's going to approach here, okay, or I can come up and I can parry while I still have time on the outside. Now, getting anything above 2 is usually a little silly. If you want to try and add a third, you can, but really the best thing is just to keep working this and work on your percentage and work on your accuracy, and try and keep the balls as best you can going this way, back and forth, you know, on slight angles if necessary, but make it so that you have to work, because that's also going to work your striking accuracy a little bit too, because you have to make sure that you're striking head on to make sure they're coming straight at you. If you don't strike head on, they're not necessarily going to come straight at you. And again, the idea here is also, you want to be dodging at the last possible second if you can. Now, if you mount these to a ceiling instead of a cage like this, you don't have to worry about the balls running into the uprights like I do here, but this is a really good place to demo for it, so I just want to show you from here. So that's kind of the next level drill you can add to your Ultra Instinct training. And from this point, we're going to move on to the next video. In the next one, we're going to be working on starting to develop speed and reaction time, because that's the other big thing of the Ultra Instinct form, is that it's like super fast. Okay, so we're going to work on speed in combat and reaction time in combat. So this is reaction time and vectors. Next time it's going to be almost explosively speed. All right, that's basically all we're going to work in the next video. So that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. As always, remember to live boldly, change the world, and continue to be awesome. Bye-bye.
Listen!